Hello everybody. Today on the cooking show, we will be cooking a rather exotic new ingredient known by some as the Witherstorm. This ingredient is quite volatile and some would say an acquired taste, but let's give it a shot, shall we? An important part of cooking the Witherstorm is harvesting the correct ingredients. In order to acquire these ingredients, we have to let the Witherstorm grow to some of its final phases. Now, another thing to keep in mind is the Witherstorm is not exactly the friendliest of ingredients, and it will not want to be turned into food. So, it is best to keep your distance until you absolutely have to harvest the correct ingredients from it. Well, it appears as though our target is grown slightly. It will still be quite a while before it is ready for harvesting though. So I'll check back on you all once this unruly ingredient has grown to maturity. Alright everybody, our little ingredient seems to be slightly annoyed that I blew it up. So, we'll check back once the symbiote has spawned again. Well everybody, it appears one of our ingredients has come to maturity. The withered symbiote. Alright. Now that we have the command block book, we can get the heck out of here. Alright. Now that we have the command block book, we can use it to smith a knife into the command block knife. This has no special properties other than being unbreakable and being able to hurt the command block. Alright everybody, we are now inside the belly of the beast. Some people may view this as a bad thing, being stuck inside of a horrifying eldritch abomination that can eat the world. But if you're going to be a good chef, you have to make sure to use all the resources at your disposal. So, we have a few things to gather from here. First, we're going to need some of this tainted dust. We're going to need quite a lot of this dust, actually, so make sure to gather as much of this stuff as you can. Be sure to grab tainted mushrooms as well. And you're also going to want to make sure to grab these tainted zombies. They will be useful for cooking. Now another thing you're going to want to grab are these tainted pumpkins. You can cook them into some interesting new foods as well. And also, while you're in here, you're going to want to collect as much of these withered flesh and withered bones as you can. They're useful ingredients. Now, once you're getting into these larger tunnels with the amalgamated faces staring out at you from the walls, you're going to want to collect them because they drop withered flesh and withered bones, which are useful cooking ingredients. Now before you face off against the command block, you're going to want to make sure you've collected all of the withered ingredients you need, such as withered flesh, withered bone, and tainted dust especially. Because without the Witherstorm, it's going to be quite difficult to collect that stuff. Well anyways, this command block angers me. Witherstorm, your time is nigh! Now, once you've hopefully returned home alive from your escapades with the Witherstorm, we can begin cooking delicious meals out of its corpse. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is grab yourself some withered items, mainly withered flesh, withered bones, and withered spider eyes. If you don't have those, tainted dust or tainted mushrooms works as well. So, you just insert the 3 ingredients like such, wait for it to cook, and we get ourselves some tainted essence. Now this stuff is quite useful. It's used for crafting a majority of the foods such as Witherstorm popsicles, Witherstorm pie, Wither rose petal tea, along with tainting crops. Now tainting crops is what you're gonna want to do with this essence. It's how you get most of the new food items. Now, there are only 4 crops you can taint with this essence: onions, rice, cabbage, and tomatoes. To do this, you will need quite a bit of tainted essence, but if you've collected enough tainted dust from your time inside the Witherstorm, you should have plenty. Just simply put 2 right here and let it cook. And you'll get some lovely tainted essence out of it. In order to taint your crops, you're going to need to put this essence back into the pot along with one of the things to taint, such as, say, cabbage seeds. Combined with that will get you withered cabbage seeds. Once you've withered all your crops with the Witherstorm's essence and made them purple, the last crop you're going to need is actually a mushroom colony. By combining it the exact same way with a bit of tainted essence, you can get yourself a tainted mushroom colony. This will allow you to infinitely harvest tainted mushrooms, allowing for infinite tainted essence. Now there are a variety of meals you can make regarding the Witherstorm and withered ingredients. The first up on our list is quite simple: cooked tainted zombie. Don't know how appetizing that is, but all you need is some of these tainted zombies gathered from inside the Witherstorm. You simply put them into the pot, like so, and then you wait. After waiting, your tainted zombie will be ready. It is quite literally a pile of heads. I don't know about the ethics of this, but I don't care. I'm only here to cook the meals. The next meal on our list is an entire pot of golden apple stew. If you've ever played with the Witherstorm mod before, you know that golden apple stew is necessary for curing wither sickness. But now we can make an entire pot of it. For the ingredients, you're going to need 4 golden apples, a block of gold, a bowl of suspicious stew, and then to serve it on, you'll actually need a second cooking pot, so make sure you get one of those. You simply insert the ingredients and wait. Well, here we are. We got a pot full of golden apple stew. It gives you large bowls of golden apple stew. I don't know if these have the same effect as regular golden apple stew, but they give quite a lot of saturation, so I would say they're good to make. The next ingredient actually has a more interesting ingredient: Witherstorm tentacles. The way you get these, inside the bowels of the Witherstorm, is the tentacles inside the command block arena. Killing them has a chance to give you these gross withered calamari. I don't know what they are. Now, one of the things you can use this unique ingredient for is a burger. I don't know if you would want to eat this burger, but you can make the Storm Sandwich. It restores around over half your hunger bar along with 12 bars of saturation, so it's very good. You're going to need some bread, withered cabbage, which you get from the withered cabbage seeds, withered flesh patties or cooked withered flesh, which are obtained from withered mobs. This is why I said to collect the withered flesh and withered bones while you were inside the Witherstorm. Now once you have yourself all of the ingredients, simply assemble them like so. One bread, a Witherstorm tentacle, a withered flesh patty, and a withered cabbage. You can use withered cabbage leaves. I recommend doing so as it saves on ingredients. You get an achievement for making this unholy abomination against sandwiches. Then you can eat it. Next up on our list of ethically questionable ingredients and recipes is the withered cabbage rolls. These can be made with a variety of meats or eggs. I'm choosing to use eggs along with a withered cabbage. For some reason, you cannot use the withered cabbage leaves. You have to use an entire cabbage, so make sure you have one saved. These are probably the least questionable food item in this mod. The next item we can make from withered ingredients is wither salad. By combining a withered tomato, withered cabbage, tainted mushroom, and a bowl, we can get ourselves a lovely withered salad. This thing actually gives absorption for 3 minutes, so it is extremely powerful. It is recommended you summon an eldritch abomination so you can obtain this cool salad. If you're the kind of person who likes more cookouts, we have the Wither Barbecue Stick. It is made with a withered tomato, withered onion, along with a withered flesh patty or cooked withered flesh, along with a stick to serve as the actual barbecue item. This thing provides a massive amount of saturation, so it's really good. The next food item is withered bone broth. It's a good item on its own, but also serves as a ingredient for better items. You're going to need, I'm using a brown mushroom, but you can also use red mushrooms, glowberries, hanging roots, and glow lichen. You simply combine them all together, and you get yourself some lovely withered bone broth. Some of the desserts that this mod adds, because yes, it adds desserts made out of eldritch horrors. We have storm pie. It's made using the typical Farmer's Delight pie recipe, but swapping out the central ingredient for tainted essence, and you get this pie with the Witherstorm's face on it. Also, we have storm popsicles, made also using the Farmer's Delight popsicle recipe with tainted essence. The next item up on our list is Tainted Eyes Porridge. Once again, I don't know about the ethics of this, but it provides comfort too for 3 minutes, so that's pretty good. It's made using a withered bone, a tainted mushroom, withered rice, along with tainted eyes. To obtain these, you put a withered spider eye and cut it up, and you get some tainted eyes. Finally, you just stick them all in the pot, and you'll get yourself some tainted eyeball porridge. If you're an American and you only like burgers, we also have a burger. It's just called the Big Mac Burger. It's so big you get an achievement for it. In order to actually eat it, you have to cut it down into smaller portions. Some of the bigger meals for people who like presentation. We have stuffed tainted pumpkin. It's essentially the same as normal tainted pumpkin, except made with tainted ingredients. We have tainted mushrooms, withered onions, withered rice, your choice of withered vegetables, any kind of berry, and potato. Chuck it all in the pot and use a tainted pumpkin as the base or bowl for it. The final large meal this mod adds is Storm Dinner. It's made with an entire tainted mushroom colony, 2 Witherstorm tentacles, cooked withered flesh, golden apple stew, and withered bone broth. This is the only thing that withered bone broth is used for, but it's pretty good. An important thing to know about Storm Dinner is it takes an extraordinarily long time to cook. I'll just wait here and probably do a time lapse of this arrow slowly going up. Once you have finally obtained the Storm Dinner, you get an achievement for it. This is quite impressive. You have a little wither storm. It makes wither storm noises whenever you get a bowl of it so you can use it to scare your friends. The Storm Dinner itself restores 29 bars of saturation, so eating this can essentially hold you over for a couple of days at least. The last 3 food items that this mod adds are if you absolutely want to flex your sheer dominance over the Witherstorm, because all 3 of these food items require an enchanted command block book to craft, so you're going to have to fight 3 more withered symbiotes in order to obtain these. Let's start with the most logical of which, that being the stuffed command block. If you're wondering, wait, this isn't logical at all, that's because the rest are even less logical. In order to craft this, you need withered rice, withered onion, an entire tainted mushroom colony, golden apple stew, any kind of berry, and your choice of withered vegetable. Like before, you simply chuck them all into the pot and use an enchanted command block book as the serving item. Now, the stuffed command block is kind of ridiculous. It makes command block noises whenever you take a bowl of the stuff, and each bowl gives 11 bars of hunger, so that's less than Storm Dinner, but 31 bars of saturation, so eating this can essentially, you can have enough saturation for an entire boss battle in one item. And the good thing is, you get the book back, so you can essentially make as many of these as you want. The last 2 food items are really just sheer ridiculousness. Each one consumes the command block book, so you won't get it back, unlike stuffed command block. In order to make them, first, you're going to need the command block book, some gunpowder, and eggs. And then you can get the super egg. On its own, this does not do anything. You have to fry it. Once you have your super fried egg, it doesn't actually give that much food, so it's kind of a waste, really. However, there is a way to get far more worth out of this thing. If you were to craft the super fried egg, but instead of frying it right away, you were to add more gunpowder along with blaze powder, you could get the Formid egg, which is totally not the Formidabomb in egg form, Then you simply do the logical thing with an egg capable of becoming a nuke, put it on your stove and fry it. After you have completed the sheer ridiculousness of what you have just done, you get an achievement for it. And you will obtain the Formita Fried Egg. This egg is absolutely ridiculous. It restores your entire hunger bar, gives 200 bars of saturation, and provides nourishment too for 4 hours. So, yeah, you'll barely ever have to eat. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode of completely logical and ethical cooking. I'll see you next time, or probably not. I don't think I'll ever make one of these. Goodbye.